Guys, welcome to the final video as part of the psychology section of the course. So this is the sixth and final video. Now this video is going to be about psychological metrics for success. So growth versus perfectionism. So you have to understand that growth is more valuable than perfection. Now, trading is a game of probability. No trader is winning 100% of the time. You have to understand that part and understand that losses are a part of the process. Now, growth teaches you how to handle losses better, while perfectionism might make you avoid taking trades altogether. Okay? So, understanding that when you focus on growth, you can actually learn how to handle the losses because you have that mindset of that long-term vision. When you're focusing on the growth, you're like, okay, in a year I want to grow from this level to that level, and have a very realistic approach. Obviously be ambitious, like I've mentioned in the previous video, but be ambitious and have a very realistic goal and try to get to that goal, right? If you think of it long term, I started January, in December I'm trying to get to this goal, what I want for this year, or what stage I want to get to in terms of trading for this year. Obviously have a realistic approach, a realistic goal, and try to achieve the goal. Now if you're thinking in terms of growth, you're gonna get to it, and it's inevitable, right? Now if you're focusing on perfectionism, you're just always trying to be perfect, and the markets aren't perfect. You're human, you're not a robot. You're not going to be able to be perfect all the time. All right, so focusing on growth also reduces emotional stress. Okay, so a trader that focuses on growth ends up reducing anxiety about making mistakes, right? He's not focused on like, oh yeah, how many mistakes I've made in this day or in this month or whatever. He's focusing on how he can grow from the mistakes he made. So if he makes a mistake, he learns from the mistake and sees growth. Okay, while being a perfectionist, you're sitting there not trying to make a mistake. So if you're not trying to make a mistake, sometimes you're not going to even enter trades because you're too scared to enter. You're going to have hesitation. Also, growth builds confidence over time. Problem is, nowadays when it comes to trading, a lot of traders just want to see immediate results. Okay, that's why we keep going back to long-term vision. Why? Because focusing on immediate results will actually make you take longer in becoming successful in trading. Okay, if you're focusing on growth and you tell yourself, okay, if I can grow from this point to that point at the end of the year, then that's success right there. Have a goal, stick to your plan, and it just builds confidence over time. If you see growth that's too fast, you're not going to be too confident in it. Okay, you've seen it over a short period of time, so your confidence level isn't really there. What helps confidence is the experience and time. Okay, so for example, if you have experience for, let's say, 2-3 years, you're more confident than a person that has experience for only 2-3 months. Next one is confidence after losses. All right, so you have to be able to trust, or basically rebuilding trust in your trading strategy post drawdown. Understanding, like I said, long-term vision. What you end up doing, focusing on that long-term vision, is that after you're on, let's say you were in a losing streak. If you're in a losing streak, you need to rebuild that trust. Okay, so it's not about trying to get back to break even right away. If you're on a losing streak and you're in drawdown, make sure you're taking trades, catching whatever you can just to rebuild that trust or that confidence within yourself and the system in itself. Maybe let's say you took a loss for a whole week. Next week, come back, just understanding it's a whole new week, new opportunities. Stick to your plan and get yourself out of drawdown. Don't rush to get out of drawdown. You can take 2 weeks to get out of drawdown, 3 weeks, a month. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's about that long-term vision, right? If you're focusing on that long-term vision, you don't care if it takes you 2 weeks to get out of drawdown because you're focused on what level you're gonna get to at the end of the year, or So focusing on that helps you rebuild trust in your trading strategy. Okay, and you have to do that, especially when you're in a drawdown. You can't panic and start taking more trades or risking more just so you can get back to break even. Like, you got to sit down, be rational, follow the plan, and get yourself out of drawdown. You know, and doing that, like, if you were, I don't know, let's say you were minus 8% on a 100K account, which is like minus 8K, and you took yourself from minus 8% back to break even, that in itself builds confidence. You know, you're sitting there like, I got myself out of drawdown, like I crawled myself out of that drawdown, you know. So you're building that confidence in yourself and the strategy in itself, right? And then all you have to do is keep sticking to your plan, and you'll see enormous results, you know. And that's just how it is. Usually after, you know, losing streaks, I actually end up having some crazy months, you know. And it's because of the fact that I build that confidence to the point where now when I am back at break even, or I am, you know, in a little bit of profits or whatever, I end up doing so much better. All right, so that is the end of the video, right? That is the end of the psychology section of the course. I hope you guys learned a lot. We talked about many things, such as the emotional challenges, or just how to be aware and realize that these challenges exist. After awareness, it's about how to, or basically figuring out strategies and techniques to combat these emotions. All right, so I hope you guys learned a lot, and that is the end of the course, and I'll see you guys later.